us for a conversation is Scott Petzl, the president of Metallic Minerals. Mr. Petzl, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Very nice to be here.
What an excellent time to be speaking with you to find out the latest exciting developments coming from Metallic Minerals, which is focused on discovering high-grade silver, gold, and copper in the Yukon and Colorado. Before we begin, Mr. Petzl, please introduce us to Metallic Minerals and the opportunity the company presents to shareholders.
No, I appreciate this opportunity. It's a silver-focused precious and base metal company with a couple of key projects: our Keno Silver Project in the central part of the Yukon, and our La Plata project, which is a copper porphyry project in southwest Colorado. We also have our Klondike Gold royalty portfolio that should provide us with some potential royalty stream here in the near future.
Well, let's cover all three of those. Mr. Petzl, before we do that, though, congratulations on your recently announced appointment to the role of president. Tell us about your background and experience.
Well, I think it's important to know that I've been with Metallic since 2016 as vice president of exploration, and that the CEO and chairman of Metallic Minerals, Greg Johnson, and I have had a working relationship for over 20 years, which started back with the majors and progressed through Nova Gold and other companies as well, where we saw lots of success in terms of growth of our company and the ability to explore and develop assets. But my focus, my past really is technical based, and I've been in a wide range of experiences from production through exploration, through project development, in a wide range of scenarios with a lot of different types of deposits working around the globe. And the biggest part of that, though, is the bulk of my experience has really involved having an important role in the advancement of underappreciated assets and forgotten projects and turning those into major metal resources. It's a scenario that has played itself out multiple times in my career with my experience at Nova Gold with Greg Johnson, through the Donlin Creek Project, Galore Creek Project, and the Upper Kobuk Mineral Project. This is really why I see Metallic Minerals and the other Metallic Group companies as so compelling, because that scenario that I've experienced in my career and had great success in seeing happen is really being repeated here with Metallic and the Metallic Group of companies.
Well, if past is prologue with Nova Gold, the future looks bright for Metallic Minerals with you on board, sir.
Well, thank you very much. I much appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. Now, why did Metallic Minerals decide to add the role of president?
Well, it really represents an advancement in the growth of our company. We're moving from really an exploration stage to a resource stage, and we're able now to expand and have these roles that reflect a growing company, and it puts people in the positions that allow us to thrive in our roles and build, essentially more support for the company as we go forward.
Well, let's go on site now and go to the Keno Silver Project and find out what are the latest developments there and what is expected here in the near future as well.
Well, it's important to remember that the Keno Silver Project in the central part of the Yukon is in the Keno Silver District, which is really one of the most important silver-focused mining districts in the Yukon and Canada. And it contains one of the highest grade resources, silver resources in the world, with our brownfields neighbor, Alexico Resources, who recently restarted production in Q4 of 2020. There's over 200 million ounces of past silver production and over 100 million ounces of silver in current resources and reserves in the district. And MMG, or Metallic Minerals, is really focused on exploring the eastern half of that district. There's two major players, Alexico and us, and we have identified over 15, 16 different target areas that range from new discoveries to advanced exploration targets, where we should be looking at putting a resource up in the next couple of years. And It's important to know that the geology is the same across the district, and that over the last year, we've really developed a new interpretation and new understanding of the structural setting on the east side of the project, which is in our Keno East area, is allowing us to find or determine that there's another type of mineralization that's been underappreciated in the district. So typically, a lot of our exploration is focused on these high-grade Keno-style silver, lead, zinc veins, which commonly run in the multiple thousands of grams per ton. And on the east, now we're finding, with basically the work that we've done over the last few years in developing the soil anomalies and doing the fundamental geology, systematic approach to geology in the east, identifying this new geology, and in coincidence with this 4-kilometer strike length by 2-kilometer wide soil anomaly of 6 to 100 grams per ton silver, that we've recognized epithermal style of mineralization, which is returning us in our new drilling on the project great widths of over 100 meters, around 30 to 50 gram per ton silver, which is really higher grade than some of the deposits we see, open pit deposits that we see in production in Mexico. So between the exploration potential that we're seeing in the high grade silver veins, Keno style veins, that we're continuing to explore and looking to add resources to, we also have this Keno East area where we're making new discoveries that contain high-grade veins, but also these broad zones of lower-grade mineralization that are bulk tonnage style.
Well, I hate to play poker with you. You said 30 grams of silver as if it was nothing, where most silver exploration companies are looking for 8 grams.
That's right. And, when you have the ability to kind of look at that and see these broad widths, they're near-surface intercepts, and, oftentimes they have high-grade veins in them. So we're really expanding the viewpoint of what the Keno Silver District can represent.
Now, speaking of the Keno East target, is that the goal or primary focus for this year?
Well, it's a focus. We really have in 2021 we drilled more holes there than we have in any previous program, but we're still focused on advancing the Caribou target and the Formo targets that we have been drilling on in the past years and had great success, and look to be moving those towards a resource stage. But yes, it is one leg of our chair, as we say, for exploration in the district.
Now, can you just provide shareholders an update? What's currently going on right now on the Keno Silver Project? Well,
right now, we're working towards planning for a robust 2022 program and field program, which will include drilling both at our Keno East and Keno Central targets. We're expecting to have some news out on our West Keno drilling from 2021, and that should wrap up most of it, or actually also our East Keno drilling release is due here very shortly. And that should wrap up most of the information from the 2021 program. And then we're just working on focusing in on those 2022 goals.
All right, sir. Let's go south to Colorado and visit the new project, La Plata. Give us an overview, including the recent news.
Maurice, I got to tell you, I'm really excited about the La Plata project. I went to school in Southwest Colorado. This project is about 20 miles from where I went to school and grew up in the mountains. Right in that neighborhood, and so it's familiar with me. It's part of my past, and I was really kind of amazed when the project came to us in 2019, and I started to look at it with more experience under my belt. I thought, this is amazing. This is a porphyry district in Southwest Colorado, or in the Southwest U.S., that has been completely underappreciated for the past 50 years. And the project, as I mentioned, is a silver, copper, gold project with a porphyry center for porphyry mineralization surrounded by epithermal, narrower, high-grade gold-silver veins. And it saw work from the majors in the 50s and the 70s. Rio Tinto and Freeport were in there and their predecessor companies doing drilling. They drilled a total of about 53 holes in the past, in those decades. And for various reasons, partly because of fractured land ownership, they did not proceed with exploration past the 1990s, and they only drilled one hole in 1995. So we were able to pick it up from a couple of former resource capital funds employees that saw value there in the 2000s, and a couple of juniors have turned it over in the past couple of years, after that time. And we picked it up in 2019 because they saw that the metallic team had experience with the Nova Gold and the Galore Creek project. And it's an analog to that project where we saw great success in building a resource there and advancing that project. So for me, I'm super excited. I feel like a kid in a candy store with this project because we focused our drilling in 2021 on the existing Allard porphyry system that was drilled in the 50s and 70s to do confirmatory drilling, and we'll be coming out with a resource on that in the next couple of months. And aside from that, our systematic approach to exploration across the district has identified 16 other porphyry centers that are exciting exploration targets. We've done that through, again, systematic work of applying geophysics, IP, and resistivity surveys, soil surveys, mapping, and just all the diligent work that our teams do in the field. So when we look at the fact that we've got this district, a large chunk of control of this district in a porphyry setting with a new resource coming out and numerous new targets in play, I couldn't be more excited about where we're going with the Plata project.
Yeah, the value proposition is quite compelling. And there's something you referenced there that maybe some of our audience members may have skimmed over. But one of the virtues is the business acumen of your team to take fractured land positions in a brownfields district and consolidate them and then, then explore on them. That is a theme, a consistent theme for the metallic group of companies, and you've just expressed it here for us. And that is something many of us take for granted, but that is a process that only a certain group of people can do, and you have the talent to do this, sir.
Well, that's right. And we've seen it, throughout our past, and particularly in recent years with Keno. There were numerous operators, lots of different properties, small pieces that nobody could do anything with because they couldn't look beyond their own borders. And to be able to go in the Keno Silver District and put the whole half of the district together and then kind of come down here and do the same and really have no specific big neighbors and consolidate most of that district is really a stepping stone for us to really apply the geology that we see into the areas that we know are going to be potential new resource areas.
Leaving the project site, let's look at some numbers. Sir, please provide us an update on the capital structure for Metallic Minerals.
Well, we've got about 137 million shares outstanding, $55 million market cap as of now. We're well funded. We have no debt. Management owns about 19% of the company, so we're well invested in the project ourselves. Eric Sprott, who is long in silver, is our largest individual shareholder. We also have funds, US Global and Crescat Capital involved in our story, and I think we're really well positioned at this point to see this next stage of growth as we move forward.
Those are some very prominent names. Now, before we close, Mr. Petzl, what would you like to say to shareholders?
Well, I just would like to say that I'm really excited to be in this position today at this stage of growth in our company and being able to see, us positioned well for the timing of the next run up in all of these markets. And having the assets that we've had or have now in comparison with the track record that we've got, I think we're super well positioned to move forward with our key assets and actually potentially see some revenue from our gold portfolio, gold royalty portfolio in the Klondike District. So,
last question, sir. What did I forget to ask?
Probably nothing. I think that was a pretty good overview in total, but having a Metallic Minerals as a silver-focused precious and base metal exploration company with really three outstanding assets moving forward, taking those from early stage exploration to resource development or to resource establishment, and then through those next stages of development, I think is where we're well positioned, well funded, and quite capable of completing the work to get value out of these assets.
Mr. Petzl, for someone that wants to learn more about Metallic Minerals, please share the contact details.
I will. Thank you. www.mmngsilver.com and info@mmgsilver.com, I think, is our email address. And I look forward to sharing more information as requested.
Mr. Petzl, it's a pleasure speaking with you today, sir. Wishing you and Metallic Minerals the absolute best.
Thank you very much, Maurice. It was great to be here.
The information presented on Proven and Probable is provided for educational and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice, or any other advice. You should not make any financial, investment, or trading decision based on any of the information presented without first undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or competent financial advisor.